YouTube, it's about Bunt. I'm back on another video, man. And today, you feel me? I'm back out another banger, bro. I know. It's been a minute since I uploaded back-to-back days. You feel me? But expect it to be more the norm. I'm not gonna lie. I've been slacking, but I'm back on the grind, man. What are you talking about? But today, man, we got the 10 most underrated players coming into the 2021-22 NBA season, man. If y'all want me to do all-time list, and if y'all want me to do an overrated list, hit the like button, bro. How about this? 10 likes. If y'all give me 10 likes, I'll do an overrated list. Top 10 most overrated players going into 2021. But yeah. As always, make sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new. And now, let's get into it. And at number 10, man, we got Atlanta's very own, man, John Collins. He's number 10 on my list. I want to say this, he's the second best player on the Hawks. He just got signed not too long ago to a 5-year, oh my God, look at that dunk. That 5-year, $125 million contract extension. Yeah, he balled out in the playoffs. This year alone, he had 17.5 points per game, 7.6 rebounds. On an insane 55% from the field. I understand most of his shots, he still shoots threes. He shoots a couple of threes a game, and he got fused 55% from the field. That is insane efficiency. Trae Young's made a beneficiary from the lobs. He's a good defender. When they get DeAndre Hunter back this year, the Hawks will be a very, very, very good team again. 21-10 the previous year, and a lot of people don't even consider, but this guy's a top 5 power forward in the league right now. Top 30, 35 player in the league, I want to say. Maybe top 40, but easily top 35 player in the league, in my opinion. He's probably the 4th best power forward in the league right now. I would say AD, I would say Giannis, I would say I'd probably go either Julius Randle or Siakam, and I'd probably go Collins. I might be forgetting. I think I'm forgetting somebody in the power forward position, but y'all know. Regardless, he's the top 4, top 5 power forward in the league. And he's gonna be great for the Hawks for the future, and one of the most underrated players in the league. But let's get to number 9. At number 9, man, we got Jrue Holiday. This guy has been underrated for years. ESPN had him at like 40. That's crazy. He's easily a top 30 player in the NBA. But honestly, to me, he's more valuable and better than Chris Middleton. But that's a different story for a different day. Regardless, if we're being honest, he's the reason why the Bucks started their comeback in the finals. Suns were up 2-0, but I took a 3-0 lead. And I believe it was Game 3 or Game 4, I want to say. I think it might have been Game 3. He got the game-winning steal on CP3. That sealed the game. And then Game 6 or Game 5, he also got the game-winning steal. Then lobbed it to Giannis. He still got the ball still on Booker. And in Game 6, held Booker to like 6 of 22 shooting, in his worst game by far in the playoffs. So Jrue Holiday, 17.7 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 6 assists, over a steal and a half per game too. The best perimeter defender in basketball as we speak right now. Yes, better perimeter defender than Ben Simmons. And yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what much more is to say. This guy has been underrated since he's been in New Orleans. I remember when they played the Blazers, and he was giving Dame headaches. Serious headaches, bro. So, yeah, this guy, Jrue Holiday, is the real deal. So, that's number 9, man. But without further ado, let's get to number 8. And at number 8, you feel me? I got Nikola Vucevic, man. Probably, he isn't the most underrated big man on this list, but he definitely is one of the most underrated players in the NBA, man. 21-11 last year. He had a year in Orlando. I think it was the year prior where he had 24-11. The guy is a straight up beast. Him and Zach LaVine are gonna go crazy, and the Bulls are gonna be a very, very, very sleeper team. Mark my words when I say this right now. The Bulls will be a top 4 seed in the East for sure. But yeah, we got Nikola Vucevic, man. Just great offensively. Ain't the greatest defensive big ever, but he's he's good enough. I don't think the Bulls are gonna lose because of his lack of defense or anything. He's not like Karl Anthony Towns or anything like that, but decent on defense. A good playmaker for a big. Well, for somebody like Jokic, he probably up there for top 5 probably passers and playmakers as a big, not as a player, as a big in the NBA currently. But yeah, man, I got Nikola Vucevic at number 8. So without further ado, let's get into number 7. And at number 7, we got Shai GilgeousAlexander. You feel me? Yes, sir, SGA, man. When I watched this guy play, bro, he is a demon, bro. One of the most underrated, and not even one of the most underrated players in the game. He's definitely one of the most underrated scorers in the game, man. Man's averaged 23 and 6 assists last year for the weak-ass Thunder. They got some good draft picks. Got Giddey. Lou Dort's always been a demon. We've seen him since the bubble. He's been a demon. So I mean, they got some pretty good pieces to put around Shai. This guy, they just extended him too. So I think that he was the 4th of the last players to get extended. So shout out to Shai GilgeousAlexander. He's one of the most underrated players in the NBA by far. He's gonna expect the All NBA this year. I know it sounds crazy, but I think he averages somewhere from 25 to 27 points per game. Maybe 3-4 rebounds and like 6-7 assists, 5-6 assists. So expect All NBA on pretty good efficiency. But I'm not gonna say too much. I'm not gonna say we're on the All NBA. My guess, probably 3rd team. But yeah, I think Shai takes that crazy leap this year. He's gonna be crazy. But without further ado, man, let's get into number 6, man. And at number 6, you feel me? We got Brandon Ingram, man. You know what I'm saying, man? He looking decent in the preseason. But yeah, this man is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Honestly, because Zion's first year, right? Brandon Ingram had a better year than he did. Obviously with Zion's gonna go crazy, average 27 points a game. Yeah, it's bound that Brandon Ingram's stats are gonna go down a little bit. He still averaged 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists per game, man. The guy, he's not. I don't want to say he's Durant, like he's a Durant, you know. But he's not. I don't want to compare him to Durant, but it's kind of hard not to when you look at the body frame, skinny, long, tall dude. Feel me? Can get buckets from anywhere on the floor. 46% from the field, 38 from 3. You feel me? So regardless, Brandon Ingram, he's a bucket for sure. And I think he has another 25 point per game season. I want to say around 4 or 5 assists, probably 5 rebounds as well. Pelicans probably aren't going to do much, to be honest, because I still think they're not there yet. They probably need, especially after giving away Lonzo, which was like him and Zion had a crazy connection. I'd say the Pelicans probably end up around the 11th to 13th seed this year. But we'll have to just wait and see. Brandon Ingram is one of the most underrated players in the NBA, so definitely a top 35 player. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the top 5. And at number 5, man, we got Jerami Grant from the Detroit Pistons, man. He's had a breakout year this year. He's never averaged. I don't think he's averaged more than 15 points in any year prior to this year. And last year, he averaged 23 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. He's a pretty decent defender, if you ask me. Pretty decent defender. So, and I expect another good year from him. I'd probably say the production go down a little bit because I could be wrong. He could just be a one-year wonder, but I have a really good feeling he's not, because even when he's on OKC, he was still producing pretty well. Not to this extent, obviously, when you have somebody like Russell Westbrook or another superstar next to you, but usually, they usually perform up to this level. So, we're going to see what happens next year, but as of right now, I think Jerami Grant is going to be definitely a top 35, top 30, maybe top 40 player in the NBA. Without further ado, man, let's go to number 4. And at number 4, man, we got the Fox, we got Swiper, we got De'Aaron Fox, man, number 4. Easily, to me, a top 8 point guard in the NBA currently. You can have him anywhere from 8 to 10 to 7. I think he could even be 7. But he's definitely a top 8 point guard in the NBA for sure. This year, averaged 25 and 7, which is an insane year. And he gets better every single year. Although the Kings don't necessarily get too much better, they usually end up in the same spot, 11, hovering around the 11 to 12 range, maybe even top 10 range. He usually balls out. So hopefully him, Buddy Hield, they can probably make a push. And Davion Mitchell's looking crazy this year. I'm not gonna lie, he's looking like he's looking crazy on defense. I'm not gonna lie, and he got a strap. So the King might be, and they got Halliburton. So the Kings are one of the best young teams in the NBA for sure. I can see them making the bubble easily. The play-in. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox easily one of the best great passer. Not one of the best in the NBA, but a great passer. A great scorer, especially at the guard position. Very great scorer. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. But one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player in the NBA currently. So we're gonna have to see. He clears of like John Morant, Ben Simmons. He's definitely better than a lot of those guys. So we're gonna have to see one of the better offensive guards in the NBA currently. But on to the top 3. And at number 3, you feel me? I got Bam Adebayo, man. Bam, thank you, man. What the fuck you talking about? I got Bam Adebayo number 3. And before I even discuss why he's the third most underrated player in the NBA, in my opinion, when we gonna have the conversations, like, for real, is Bam the best player in the Heat? Like, when is that gonna be a thing? Like, yeah, you can say Jimmy is the most impactful player. You can say the leadership, the impact. But when are we going to say Bam is actually the best player on the team, though? Because outside of playmaking, I mean, Jimmy isn't a better defender. Bam's a top 3 defender in the NBA. Jimmy and Bam scoring is iffy. Yeah, I guess you can go other way with that. You could probably say Jimmy's a better scorer. And probably, no, I don't know. Regardless, though, for the case for Bam's a great playmaker. Good, decent rebounding. He had 18 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game this year. On it with a great elite defense. So I don't know. I think it might be time where we start saying that Bam Adebayo is better, if not on the same tier as Jimmy Butler. Hey, I could be talking crazy though, so y'all let me know. But that's how good I think. That's how highly I think of Bam, and I think he really gets underrated. Cause like you ask me, he's better than Karl Anthony Towns. Like at least if he's not better than that, he's literally right below. So Bam needs more respect. He's borderline top 3 centers in the NBA. Like nobody really even talks about it for real. So he's definitely one of the more underrated players in the NBA. But without further ado, man, let's get into number 2. At number 2, man, we got Zach LaVine. You feel me? 27, 5-5 on 50 from the field, 41 from 3, and 85% from the line, man. Honestly, could have been a 50, 40, 90 participant this year. I don't know if he'll do it next year, but to do it with realistically no other perimeter threat is what, like, I don't think that gets talked about enough. Like, you see, when James Harden doesn't have much of a perimeter threat, right, and he gets his 36, right, we love to amp it, right, but we don't even amp the fact that he be shooting 44% from the field a lot of the time, 35% from 3. This guy averaged 20, although that's not the score James Harden is, granted, he averaged 27 points on 50% from the field, 41% from 3, as the only perimeter threat on the Bulls last year. Obviously, with Zoe and DeMar DeRozan, obviously there's more threats, more scoring threats on the team, especially with still Vucevic. But he was literally him on the perimeter and the Vucevic in the post, low post. That's the only scoring threats they had, and LaVine was still getting 27 on that amazing efficiency. I think underrated. I think he's a borderline top 15 player in the league. I think he's easily a top 3 shooting guard in the league. Easily is for stretch. I think he's easily better than Devin Booker in my opinion. I think he's definitely a top 3 shooting guard in the league. He doesn't really get talked about. People like to push him at 5 and say that he's barely 5 at best, but I believe he's top 3. But this year, the only thing I would really hurt him at this point is really we've seen Mitch in the playoffs, great postseason translation. Same with Booker, for the most part, except for the last game against the Bucks, Game 6. So we never really got to see that for Zach LaVine, but I really hope he can make the playoffs this year so he can show everybody why he's a bucket, bro. Because we this is the same conversations we were having about Devin Booker. Is Booker really this good? Is that in the third? Is he really just a glorified loser who just gets a bunch of buckets? And we saw what happened. He played amazing in the postseason. Well, I don't want to say carried the Suns, but played amazing in helping the Suns almost win their first championship. But we'll have to see with Zach LaVine if he can get to the playoffs. And if he does get to the playoffs, we'll see if he's a playoff performer or a playoff dropper. We'll have to see. But without further ado, man, let's get into number one. And to top it all off, at number one, we got Jaylen Brown. And before I even explain why Jaylen Brown is my number one, some honorable mentions. Probably Lonzo Ball. Maybe Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Kobe White. Some honorable mentions there. But regardless, to the fact, Jaylen Brown is a guy who gave you 24 and 7. 24 and 7, by the way. And out of all the shooting guards in the NBA, besides maybe Klay Thompson, you can argue he's the best best shooting guard defender in the NBA, right? So there's that. And he can give you 24 and 7. This guy, he's gonna be good, man. It might be a hot take, but he might be on the level of Tatum. If not, he might be on the level of Tatum, if not better, in 3 years. I could be just saying some stuff, but I don't know. But as always, man, if you want me to do an overrated list, or or maybe an all-time underrated list, let me know in the comment section below. As always, make sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell button, time, man, and I'm out, man. Grr. Bow! Make sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend, to tell that friend. That comes up, man. You feel me? Grr.